First off, I would like to thank our fans. We set a record for the total attendance this season, and our fans are a huge reason why we had the success we did in Apogee. And, that's something we're trying to build here, and hopefully we'll continue to build that and grow in the future. But really proud of them. Going 6 at home was one of our team goals this season, and I'm really proud of our group for the way they locked into that goal and prepared the right way and being able to achieve that goal together. This is something that our team, our seniors, and our fans will always remember this season. This is the first team that's been undefeated in Apogee, and that's a great accomplishment for that group. Rice will be playing with a lot of passion this week. I know Coach Bailiff does an unbelievable job with that team. I can't tell you how much respect I have for him. And, their seniors will be playing their last game together. And so we're going to have a great week of preparation. We're going to have great execution throughout the game in order to be successful. We have a lot to play for this week. There's been 6 teams in 102 years that have won 9 games. And so, we talk about it all the time with our team. What's your legacy going to be? What type of legacy do you want to set? And being the 7th team to win 9 games in 102 years, that's a pretty good legacy to set. So there's a lot of motivation for this week. Again, we're going to have a great week of preparation. And, it'll be an exciting game this weekend.
Is there an official status on Jeffrey Wilson?
Yeah, as of right now, he'll be out. I don't know. The best case scenario would be in a bowl game, and that kind of depends on when that bowl game would be.
Is there an update on Bryce English?
Closer now. Now it's getting to the point to where he's moving on it. We're getting closer to where there's a possibility, still doubtful for this week, but maybe the last 2 for the championship game and a bowl game. But it kind of depends on the status with some of the eligibility stuff as well. So that's something we have to, continue to talk about.
Yeah, it's just like the way you're playing at this point of the year. It seems like every week you get a little bit better.
Yeah, we have. I think they've had great focus. We've been able to get past the previous game and move on to our next opponent. Learning how to respect our opponent and prepare the right way has been huge. And with doing that, you build that confidence. There's a big – how guys practice is usually, a lot of times is how they perform. I thought Rico Boosie this past week's a great example. He had his best week of preparation this past week. And I felt like he had one of his best games because of that. The ball, you prepare the right way, it's kind of karma. The ball ends up finding you some way, somehow. And a lot of it's the confidence and, guys trusting and believing you're going to be in the right spot at the right time. So we got to continue to do that. I'm proud of the way, again, they've stayed focused, like I've said. But every week's a new challenge, and we're definitely going to have to be firing on all cylinders this week to have success.
Rice has played in some close games recently. What have you seen from them as far as how they approach the game and what they do on both sides?
Yeah, both sides. I mean, they're extremely well coached. Coach Bailiff and their staff, they do an unbelievable job. You watch the tape. I think they were in a tight one with La Tech. They're in the 4th quarter, lost by 7? Southern Miss, I know they were in a very tight ball game with them. Maybe they lost 7. I think La Tech maybe had 2 late. Southern Miss was a really tight game. They've had some really good games, and offensively, they're going to do a lot of different formations, shift, trade, motion. You got to be extremely disciplined with your eyes and understanding, where your gaps are and where your fits are. They do a lot of different things, and they make it hard on you to make those adjustments. And your kids got to, be really sharp to stay with everything. Defensively, up front, they're leading the conference in sacks. They do a great job getting after the quarterback. I think they're very good up front. They're multiple in their scheme, based out of a 3-man and 4-man. They're multiple in their coverages. Special teams are solid. Again, it's going to be a great challenge this week, and there's a lot of preparation that has to go into us being successful this week.
You guys are having one of the best seasons for a Group of 5 program in Texas, and arguably for a program in Texas, period. I mean, what does that do for your guys' program to be in that situation this late in the year?
Well, again, it's something that we're continuing to build and grow on, and learning how to. It's a long season, and learning how to keep focus each and every week. And the only way you can do that is take it 1 week at a time. You start looking too far forward, you're going to end up getting beat. You can't stay in the past, with your past successes and/or defeats. You got to learn and grow from each experience and move 1 week at a time. And I think our guys have, again, done a pretty decent job of doing that, especially here late in the second half of the season. But we got one more this week in the regular season, and it's going to take, again, a lot of focus, a lot of energy from our group to put ourselves in a position to where we're having success leading into our championship game with FAU.
What impact has it made on the program for you guys to have the successes you've had up to this point?
Well, I think it's a big impact. It only helps you grow in your confidence and with your team and recruiting and fan base. Anytime you can, start winning those games, everything gets better across the board. So, that's what we're hoping to build here, and we got to continue to. We got a long way to go. We're still not anywhere close to where we need to be, but I like the direction we're headed in.
What can that do for a program to have that kind of season going forward? You've been a lot of different places that have had one of those breakout seasons. What does that do going forward for a program?
Get you over the hump. I mean, again, it's the hardest things are, that first time or the, getting yourself to where you have that culture of competing for championships. Now you'll have that culture of, how we want to play in Apogee. And so the hardest one is the first one. And now understanding the culture, and now you have something to look at and visualize moving forward, how we're going to compete and what we're trying to compete for.
Nick Smith has had a very good season carrying the ball for y'all, usually as a second running back. What have you seen from him as far as how prepared he is every week going into games?
Yeah, he's been great. He's prepared the right way. That group, I think, overall has been solid. And again, when you lose a guy like Jeff, it's hard to replace a guy like him. And so it's not going to come down to one player. It's going to have to be by that group, a committee. Other guys are going to have to step up. Everybody has to elevate their game across the board in order to replace some of that productivity. But, I can't say enough, about what he's done. He's ran the ball extremely well. He's been sharp. He's been good in protection. And I'm excited for Quick. I think he's going to, I know he's excited about this opportunity, and I'm really excited to watch him shine.
It seemed like he was a highly regarded guy coming in. Can you see why that was? Is he really talented?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's really talented, and I've known that since he's gotten here. He's adjusted really quick, but just his talent, the talents that he has, he has a really high ceiling, and he's explosive. And that's what you want. But he's been durable, and which being a guy that's usually what makes you nervous about recruiting some of the smaller running backs. But the thing with him, he's thick. He's been very durable, and he works extremely hard. But yeah, I think he has a chance to be special in the future.
Turner had the impressive game on only 3 catches last week. What have you seen from him as far as his leadership's gone with a pretty young, with a lot of sophomores on the receiving corps? What have you seen from his leadership?
He's really grown, and change is hard, for anybody. It's hard on all of us. And, I know that anytime you get a new group coming in and learning a new system, especially after you've been around a couple years trying to find your niche in that system, so it's challenging. And he's done a great job of really growing, and he's gotten better every week. This past week, Guyton went down, and so he had to step up and play the other side of the other receiver, Z, which he hadn't played all season long. But it's a testament to him how much he's prepared, and he's focused in during film, and he's learning, he's growing, he knows the system. And so I was really excited for the plays he made, not only that, but also being able to be mature enough and to go over and not miss a beat and play another position and do well at it.
Jalen Guyton is out for this week? Is that
No,
correct or no?
I wouldn't say that.
How's he doing, after that last game?
He's good. As of right now,
With Turner, is it just, you look down at the stats, and he's kind of piled up some yards here. He's got over 1,100 yards in his career now. Has he just been one of those guys that's kind of steadily contributed without a lot of people noticing over the time?
He has, and he's made some big plays for us here, and 3 of them this past week. He's been explosive. He's caught a lot of explosive passes. He's been, I think one of the best things that he's done here in the last 2 years is the improvements of his hands. Just continuing to work his ball skills. He's been really, and that's something he's had to work on, catching the ball with your hands. And so he's gotten a lot better, and he has proven that he's been able to go out there and make plays, especially when they count and when they're much needed.
One guy that's continually come through for you guys and has for years now is Trevor Moore.
Yeah.
He's kind of, he's been clutch all year. He's hit a ton of huge kicks, and plus, he's so automatic with extra points. You've talked a little bit about it in the past, but it's just a big sense of comfort to have a guy like that that you've got him in your pocket.
Yeah, it helps a lot, and really proud of him and that opportunity he had on senior night. What a way to play your last game in Apogee. That was huge, and there was never a doubt in my mind once we got in that situation. He's so mentally tough. He works at it. You got to see the way he works. He puts in not only kicking, but in the weight room and the things he does off the field. He's impressive. He's one of the most impressive guys at that position I've ever been around. And we're fortunate to have him, because I know once we get to a certain part of the field, I know we should be able to get points, and that can do a lot especially for Graham, because you can change some of the things you do offensively. You can take more chances, but he's been great.
Kickers are a little different just because they're not. They practice separately. They're a little bit different from a lot of other guys. But has he just kind of earned the respect of this team in general?
There's no doubt. And he's not. He's very well respected by this team, and it's the things that he's done leading up to this. Not only we talk about not only the kicks he's made, but the way he works. You look at in the summer, he goes with our skill group, and when he runs with Coach Womack in the summer, and I'm telling you, a lot of the times he'll dominate people. It's just who he is. He's not your typical guy that just goes out there and kicks the ball. He's working at it, and he loves the weight room. He loves the work side of it. Again, he's been impressive.
Well, and he's never missed an extra point. That seems like a remarkable level of consistency through the course of the time that he's kicked here.
Yeah, and especially when you look at just all the things that go into it. There's also a snapper and a holder, and they changed as well. He hadn't had the same snapper, the same holder, and especially in a situation where one of our deep snappers went down early in the year, and a guy stepped up that he wasn't as familiar with, and the rhythm, the timing. He does an unbelievable job when maybe it's not the best of snaps. He does a great job just understanding what he has to do to get it up, and that's what makes it even more difficult and more impressive, really, with the record he has on all those kicks.
Do you think it'd mean a lot to him to finish out perfect if he can?
I would think so, right? I think it'd mean a lot, and I know that's what you're always aiming for, right? Is to do those things that he's doing. Appreciate it. Thank you.